far and away, which is not his fault, by the way. People saying, oh, Jordan played against plumbers. Just like it's not LeBron's fault the competition that he played against, not Jordan's either, right? Neither one's, responsible for the competition that was around in their playing days. But Michael Jordan, by far the most talented. But what we never saw before is he was the most talented, but he also worked the hardest, which you got him the dominating success that he did. His career path for greatness was like, okay, get through the 80s, get to the 90s, get Phil Jackson and Scottie Pippen, dominate the league, retire, come back, get another three-peat, still the most talented, still works the hardest, still has the most success, the most dominance for another three-peat, and then goes away again. That's Jordan's greatness. I just happen to prefer that because I was the same kind of, my career on the basketball court, even though it was only ever recreational, took that same kind of path. It took me a long time to reach my peak in my prime. But by the time I got there, because I went so hard when I got to my peak in my prime, it was very short-lived, and then I fell off because I drove my body into the ground. So because I did it that way, I relate to Michael Jordan because his whole philosophy, when we're in the 90s and there's no internet and all we can do is read and watch on TV, the information that why Michael Jordan is as good as he is. And the main piece of information is he outworks everybody. He's the hardest practicer. Well, okay, we've never seen him, a player like that, do those kind of things and have that kind of success before. So yeah, me in the 90s, I just went as hard as I could, especially in practice, because that's what Michael Jordan did. For me, it ended up being finally getting to my peak. And then by the time I got there, my body was pretty much riddled with arthritis and I immediately fell off. With LeBron, he's the opposite, right? He was great out of high school, one of the highest impact players in the NBA the day he stepped in, and his game only elevated and stayed that way throughout his career. I can't relate to that. I don't have that sustained greatness. And that's the primary point and reason why because I can identify with Michael's career and the approach that he took, that greatness appeals more to me than LeBron's greatness. That being said, let's talk about LeBron's greatness. Like I said, LeBron James as well, innovator, revolutionary, right? He's the first one of his kind. We've never seen what he's done before. He came out of high school with crazy over-the-top kind of expectations, and he lived up to them. Never saw that before. Someone comes straight out of high school, crazy high expectations, and actually live up to it. And then to sustain that pretty much throughout his whole entire career for over 22 years? Never saw that before. He's an innovator, a revolutionary player as well. And like I said, I'm older than LeBron. For him to be playing the game for as long as he has, at the level that he has, and continues to this day to play at that super high level at his age, I'm jealous of. I'm happy for him. I'm also jealous that he can do that. My career was up and, it took forever to get there and then it was done immediately. LeBron is just forever, just greatness over such a long, sustained period of time. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing bad about that.